Hey y'all, I'm Lesleigh Guinn. Today we are going to be doing a restorative sequence to limber up your body a little bit. Maybe you're a little sore from yesterday's workout. Just give yourself a little bit of love today. If you have available at home, I suggest a sofa pillow. I'm using a bolster that I will take home and wash after I'm done, and a blanket here at the studio. I suggest that you get both of these, and if you have a block, use your block. If you do not have a block, one of our very resourceful teachers came up with, if you by chance, it might even be rarer than a block. I'm sorry. A toilet paper roll. The first thing that I really want to state in restorative is that you really, really want to get cozy, get some comfy clothes on. If you want to do this sequence, in your bed even, it's possible. All of these poses are going to be very, very easy. It's not going to be a ton of stretching, and hopefully you're able to do them with your eyes closed. That's my goal. There's a whole lot that we see out in front of us, and especially right now, it just seems like a lot is coming at us with everything about this virus and pandemic. So close your eyes for the practice. And the first thing that we're going to do is bring our arms overhead. If you'd like to, hands together to heart center. Today in our practice, we are going to relax. We are going to give ourselves some love, and we're going to appreciate this time that we have to spend together. So if you will, get your pillow. If it's possible to make it long ways, do that. But again, if you're just using a pillow from your room, that works too. Once you have this here, if you would like to take a block or your roll of toilet paper, I also was thinking on the way here that one of the plastic cans of Lysol wipes could probably work for a block, because we probably have lots of empty those at our house. So you want to put this, on its short side, lean your pillow against it, and we are going to first start out in reclined bound angle. For this, you want to mirror your feet even down to your toes. Try and get your big toe, the second toe, all the way down to your pinky toes. Try and get them all to mirror each other. And then, if this pillow were behind me, you're going to sink back and relax. If it's too much for you to have butterfly legs, then you can absolutely extend your feet out in front of you. But what we're going to do, and you can use your blanket, feel free, we're just going to lean back and extend our arms out beside us. Be very mindful of your shoulders in this pose. We carry so much stress and tension in our shoulders. And in this pose, you might feel some tension in your hips. That's normal. Begin to focus on your breathing. Sorry about that. Close your eyes. Relax your jaw. Inhale for 4 counts. Hold for 6. While you're holding your breath, think about where your toes are. Exhale for 8. Try that again. Inhale through your nose for 4. Hold for 6. Be mindful of your shoulders and your neck. Relax. Exhale for 8. We're going to stay in this pose for a while. If this is too much to have your legs in butterfly like this, like I said, absolutely you can put them out in front of you. Maybe you can get another pillow and put it under your knees and lean back. Do what feels good. Yoga should feel good. Be mindful of your hips and your joints while we're here. We're giving the inside of our thighs a deep stretch. And every exhale, it becomes a little bit easier to match up our toes and the soles of our feet. Maybe even draw those heels closer to your torso. If you really want to get into this, you could even do some pelvic floor exercises while you're here. I'll leave that for another day. While you're in this pose and your eyes are closed, think about your mouth. Are you frowning? Is your jaw clenched? Little things like that we don't even realize that we do throughout the day, and they become habit without us even knowing it. So practicing this little bit of mindfulness to be aware of little things that we do that we can help ourselves. Be mindful of your feet and your knees. Remember to keep breathing. There's a mantra that I really probably say way too much in yoga, but I really, really love it, and especially for restorative and yin yoga. We have all these thoughts, and as a mom, daughter, mother, wife, it's a lot of responsibility that each one of us have. But be aware of what's serving you right now while you're laying in this pose, relaxed. None of that worry, none of that stress, none of that chaos is important right now. Just you and your breath. My stomach's growling. While we're here, don't feel restricted to have your palms on the ground. If you'd like to put your hands on your belly, or your left hand over your heart and right hand on your belly, that can help with your breathing. You can feel every inhale and exhale that you take, and you might even be able to feel your heart beating. Remember to breathe. Unclench your jaw. Be mindful of your feet. I always say that to try and match up your toes. Whenever I have these wandering thoughts in these positions like this, I can tell myself over and over again, don't worry about that, you're teaching yoga, or don't worry about that, you're in your practice. They still creep up on me. And then I just remember about my toes. And it takes a lot sometimes to really realize how coordinated you can be with your toes. And that extra little bit of brain power to work all the way down there at the bottom of your body, sometimes it's just enough to stop worrying about that other stuff. At least for me. Jennifer's laughing at me right now. I have some long toes. Here's a fun fact. Since we're all at home, you can learn about me. My first boyfriend, when I was 16, told me that my toes look like E.T. fingers. And they do. But ever since then, never been able to not picture my toes in E.T. Fun fact about Leslie. Remember to breathe. Notice how you feel right now versus how you felt when we first got into this position. Your hips should be a little bit more relaxed. Your toes might not still be touching, but they might be perfectly aligned. Maybe you're a yogi pro and have your knees all the way touching to the ground. This is your practice and your time. There is zero competition in yoga. Slowly, I want you to keep your eyes closed. We're going to lift our knees up, bring them to center. Pull your upper body up. I don't want you to slip and fall on your pillow. From here, go ahead and open up your eyes. Slowly, we are going to come into cat-cow and move this out of the way. But we're going to use it again in just a second. So again, you want to find that neutral spine. Make sure your shoulders can glide while you're here. Your elbows, wrists, and shoulders should all be stacked. Knees under hips. And arch your back. Cat, tuck that tailbone in. Use your core and drop your neck. Let your chest meet your chin. Don't pull your chin to your chest. Just let your head drop. Breathe. Slowly, we're going to go the other way into cow. So drop that belly. Arch your back. And your tailbone up. Still, you want your shoulders to be able to glide in this position. You don't want to be stuck. You don't want to look like this. You want your belly to drop. And when you breathe, you don't want to just breathe here into your chest. You want to breathe all the way down into your lungs. So let's try that. Arch into cat. Hold. Hold your breath. And exhale into cow. I rarely see still animals like cows and cats and dogs. I don't know. So I like to move my cat and cow around. Sometimes that feels good. You just need that little extra movement. Okay. From here, I want you to grab your bolster again. Or your pillow. Let's just call it a pillow. From here, we're going to sit with our hips, our left hip, right alongside of your pillow when it's long ways like this. Match up your knees if you can. Try and get your ankles and toes. Reach up with your left arm and lean over that pillow. Bring your arm right here. close your eyes. And now you're in a side lying twist. If you want to come on your belly, if you're able to, you're going to still keep the pillow at your hips. Walk your hands out. Be mindful of your alignment, the rest of your body, because this is where everything can just kind of fall over. But to get that really, really good twist, you can hold on to the top of your pillow. You're going to turn your head the other way from your legs. And breathe. Let your shoulders relax. Let your face lay down on the pillow. If it's easier just to lay on your side, then lay on your side. If you are able to do this twist, even though we're not really doing anything but hugging a pillow, this is still an intense twist. So good for detoxifying your body. Remember to breathe. I keep noticing that my shoulders are tensed up, so if you would, with me, try and draw your elbows down to the ground, the tops of your hands. Draw your shoulders back and away from your ears. Relax your neck. If you would like to, and you're feeling kind of froggy, you can extend. You're going to leave your right leg on the ground. Extend your left leg out behind you. You want this to be at a 90-degree angle, and while you're on this pillow like this, you're still going to face this way. And now you're doing half frog. Why don't you join us? Jennifer said no. This is how I sleep at night. I'm serious. This is the best. I love this. Jennifer is not a fan of frog. Relax your shoulders. If you fall asleep, it's okay. That's actually a compliment. I really, really want you to be observant of what is touching the ground right now. Whether you're laying on your side, or you're in half frog, or you're just on a side lying twist, what's touching the ground? Draw that closer and ground yourself a little bit more. Stay here for a couple more breaths. Try and do the 4-6-8 breathing. Inhale for 4. Hold for 6. Exhale through your mouth for 8. Again, fill up those lungs when you're breathing in. Make it count. Be very, very aware of your breath. Slowly, we're going to come up. From here, before we do the other side, I want you to face your pillow just like you have it. And we're going to hug this in with our knees in, and we're going to do a little child's pose on our pillows. You can have your head facing right or left. I like to do, I don't know how to demonstrate. So if you take your pillow and put it just to where it's right at the top of your knees, and then come into child's pose. Sink your hips down to your heels, and then lay down. Relax your shoulders and elbows. Try and sink those hips down to your heels. Close your eyes. Remember to breathe. This is the most natural position, I feel like. This is how we all started out. So it's easy for us to find peace when we come back to Balasana, child's pose, tadpole, rock. Trying to think of all the other names for child's pose. Do you have any more, Jennifer? Log. We can make up some. Somebody's here. So sweet. So Janice, we're just in child's pose with our pillows. I am. Jennifer's working. We're going to stay here for just a couple more breaths. Relax your shoulders. Put your fingers to the ground or on your mat. Maybe you're on your bed. Pull your shoulders away from your ears. Unclench your jaw. Slowly, we're going to open up our eyes, come up onto all fours, and now we're going to do our side stretch or twist on the other side, Wama Baga. Bring your pillow over to the side. I'm going to turn this way so you guys aren't looking at my back. Bring your pillow up to your hips. Like I said, you can stretch over your head and then lean over onto your pillow if you would like. If you want to kick it up a notch, I'm gonna bring that pillow in, walk our hands out, laying over our pillow. This is where you have to be mindful again of your alignment with your knees, your ankles, and your feet, toes.
You think that's funny, Janice?
And then lay down. And then I might be the only person in the whole world that enjoys this, apparently. But if you're feeling froggy on the other side, you're going to do the same thing. So that we did on the right side, yes. So I'm going to stretch out this leg. We're doing half frog, Janice. Jennifer's not a fan.
No, this is one of my least favorite postures, Janice.
So in this, we're going to extend this right leg out behind us. You're basically have from your belly button up through your rib cage on your pillow, and you're drawing up your left leg beside you in a 90-degree angle. So this is half frog. Full frog would be both legs on either side.
You can do this one in bed, Janice.
Yeah, this whole routine you can do in bed. And just relax while you're here. Whatever pose you decide to do that feels good. We're really just trying to get these twists in a very relaxed environment. And remember to breathe. I had some really good stuff written down for today's practice. So take this shape as you are. Take this shape in the truest way you can without worries of how it should look. Close your eyes and look from your heart. So regardless of what I look like right now on the floor in half frog, or what you might look like at home, just honor it and own it and lay your head down and relax. Relax your shoulders. Janice, go put your pants on.
I'm shocked that you don't have pants on, Janice. I'll put you on mute, Janice.
We'll get back to you when you get your pants on. I love that it's your aunt. Like, that's my favorite part. Oh, that's my aunt. Yesterday, Jenny's like, yeah, right. And today, your aunt, I have to go put my pants on. This is awesome. Thank you, Janice, for joining us. And everybody else. You really don't need pants to do this, though. Just saying. Jennifer says it will be better without pants. Yeah. And if you're in the bed, just own it. Stay here just for a little bit longer. Does anybody else sleep like this at night? Just me? I said, does anybody else sleep like this at night? Just me. I have a son that sleeps upside down. My middle son, middle child. We find him all the time upside down, like on the sofa, like with his head hanging off, asleep. He's part bat. Remember to breathe. Slowly, whether you're in half frog or your side twist or just on your pillow, we're going to slowly bring the pillow back down and sink down in a child's pose again. Try and sink those hips down to your heels. You just want your big toes to kiss and your knees to be hip width distance apart. You don't have to have your hands out in front of you. They can be behind your back. Behind your back. Or you can have them beside you, I guess, like this. I was saying before that this is the position that we're brought into this world. We were like this for 9 months, hopefully, around that time. So it's very, very nurturing to come back to child's pose. It's familiar. And again, like I said, don't worry about the shape that you're taking. Do what feels good. Maybe on your next exhale, you can bring your hips a little bit further down to your heels. Maybe you can just kind of relax your shoulders and arms out. You really just kind of want to melt on top of this pillow. Remember to breathe. Stay here for just a few more breaths, and then we're going to lose the pillow just for a minute. Again, be aware of any wandering thoughts in your mind. If it's not helping you right now in child's pose, it's not helping you. Think about your toes. What are they doing? Take one more big breath while we're here. Slowly lift your body up. Move your pillow. We are going to come down onto our mats. I'm going to turn so you guys can see us, or see me, but just to demonstrate what I'm about to do. We're going to do forward fold, or caterpillar, as we would call it in yin. When you're in this pose and you have your feet out in front of you and you feel like you're all straight and everything, let's say you're just going to bend over like this. So you bend over, and the goal is that you want forehead, nose to somehow fall somewhere around your knees. But Dawn is a very, very amazing yin teacher, and she suggests when you bring your arms overhead, inhale, hold, and on that exhale, you'll notice that your body can draw up higher and you can get deeper down into your forward fold. So inhale, hold, exhale. We're not going to be here long, just to really stretch out those hamstrings. Be mindful of your neck. Just let it fall. Try and keep your feet flexed. If you can, bind somehow, go for it. Might want to pull your toes back. Whatever kind of forward fold feels good right now, do that. And if you need your pillow, you can use it here. You can actually put it on your lap like this. Lean forward. You can lay on that. Maybe we should have a pillow yoga class. If your head is tilted towards the left, try and turn it towards the right, just to give yourself a little bit of balance. Be mindful of your shoulders still while we're here. So whether you have your pillow or whether it's just you on your mat, slowly lift up. Walk your hands up. We are going to lay flat on our mats now. Bring your arms overhead. Zipper up your legs. Try and get your heels and the balls of your feet and your toes all in line, and point them and stretch. Does this have a name in yoga? Is this a pose at all? And I've kind of dubbed it dart, so make yourself look like a dart. And then from here, we're going to go into banana pose. So you're going to walk your heels, start with your right heel, walk it out to where it feels good. You don't want this to be your edge. This is restorative. So, even where you would normally go for yin, you don't need to go that far today. You can cross your ankles if you'd like. Sometimes that makes it a little bit easier. And then you're going to bring your torso over so that your body is in a C curve. Oh goodness, that could have been bad. Okay. You want to, with your hands, you're going to pull here on your hands just to give that little bit of extra stretch. You do not want to pull on your wrists. You're just going to use your forefinger and your thumb and just ever so slightly just pull. Try and keep your left elbow as close to the ground as you can. Turn your head so that you can see your right elbow. Feel that stretch from your left arm all the way down your left side body into your hip. Breathe. Slowly release your ankles. Walk them to the middle. Bring your arms back up, and we're going to go back into that dart. Long body stretch. And what we do on the right side, we have to do on the left side. So we're going to walk our heels out. If you'd like to, cross your right ankle over your left. Walk your upper body out again so that you have the C curve. And you're going to pull with your hands, if you like, on that wrist. Again, be mindful of where your right elbow is. Try and keep that close to the floor for that stretch. Remember to breathe. Focus on what's grounding you again, what's touching the floor. Slowly release your hands and ankles. Walk your feet back in. Go ahead and bring your knees in to your chest. We're going to give them a hug and rock back and forth. And on your back, there's a flat part towards the bottom of your spine here. This is your sacrum. This is where we hold a lot of emotions, and this is where our backs hurt a lot of the time. We don't do enough for ourselves. It's usually one of the first areas. And in this pose, on your mat, I don't think you can do it on your bed, but on your mat, you can usually rock back and forth in circles and massage that area. From here, when you're done rocking back and forth, take your time. We're going to come into Happy Baby. So bring your feet above your head. You're going to put your arms and elbows on the insides of your feet, but you're going to hold with your fingertips on the outsides of your feet, and we're going to draw out. And feel free to move around in this pose too. Like the cats and dogs and cows that we do that aren't still. I don't know many still babies that don't move around. That's what makes them happy. No sad babies up in this place. Only happy babies. Jennifer's not laughing at my jokes. From here, go ahead and release your feet. Drop them down. Put your left hand on your heart, your right hand on your belly. Go ahead and point your feet, toes together, up, flex them, let them fall out to the sides of your mat. Relax your shoulders. Maybe you want to bring both your hands back down to the mat for Shavasana. Keep your eyes closed. And this is where, if you have that blanket, go ahead and drape it over yourself and get cozy. We're going to stay here for a few minutes. I'm going to talk to you. So there's a whole lot more to yoga than just asanas or the postures. It's mind, body, and spirit connection. And while you're in Shavasana and thinking and able to think about this, from what we said before, this shape is the truest way that you can without worries of how it should look. Close your eyes and look from your heart. That can be interpreted a whole lot deeper when we're in Shavasana with our eyes closed. Think about how good it feels right now to relax. Think about how good it feels to take this time for yourself, to be present right now for yourself. We have other things in our lives that cloud our mindset and our mental state. Our bodies react, and it ends up creating this churn, and it's cycling, and it's expecting something different from doing the same thing over and over again, and that's unhelpful. But with yoga, you can eventually practice and attain that peace and balance in your mind from the chaos that you have in this crazy, crazy world that's going on right now. We can think and worry and overanalyze all that stuff, or we can be at peace and realize we can only do so much and focus the good and what we can do to help others. I wrote down 2 more quotes that I'm going to read before we come out of Shavasana. For tranquility, when the empty nature of the self and mind is fully understood, there is no longer a root for the disturbing emotions to be attached to, and the disturbing emotions lose their power to distract the mind. You have everything that you need in life. You might not have your favorite car that you want. That doesn't matter. It doesn't change who you are. And in this time that we have together to restore ourselves, restore our bodies, and restore our minds, remember that you are going to be okay. Everything is going to be okay. And that everything you do with a good and loving heart will come back to you and bless you more than you can ever imagine. I have one more quote. This is from The Little Prince. I actually learned, I didn't read this book in English. I read it in French. I could not do that now. I was 14. But in English, for you, Antoine de Saint-Exupéry. Here is my little secret. It is very simple. It is only with the heart that one can see rightly. What is essential is invisible to the naked eye. Slowly, I want you to roll to your favorite side. Slowly, take your time, and I will meet you in easy seated. And if you would, arms overhead, palms together to heart center. The light in me honors the light in all of you. Thank you so much for joining us. I hope this was relaxing and restorative. Namaste.